As I've had my 445, which is about 18 years now. It's been extremely reliable. Always starts up and performs extremely well. Other than the time when I seized the engine because I started it in minus 20-degree weather, and after a short period, the oil pump gear wheel broke. As a plastic gear wheel for the oil pump, and that seized the engine. That's another story. If you look at my other videos, you'll see what that's all about. But apart from that occasion, it's been very reliable, other than a few times when it failed to start. And those times can be very frustrating, because it's like any piece of mechanical equipment. You're scratching your head, you're wondering what's going on, and it may be something simple, but it can take a long time and a lot of frustration working out what's going on. So I thought I'd share a couple of issues that I did experience over the years on more than one occasion, each of these particular problems, and very simple to fix, and not a big deal at all, but again, it will have you scratching your head. So the first one I found when it hasn't started, this particular Deere, was when the fuse for the oil pump, and that is on the right side, there's a fuse block. Now, I subsequently bypassed that fuse block and put in a fuse block with a cover on it, and that's proven to be much more reliable. But for several years, I was having problems every so often. I'd try to start up and there'd be nothing. And the clue to this particular problem is if you can hear or not hear the tick from the fuel pump coming from back here. If you can't hear that initial tick from the fuel pump, then the chances are this fuse block, either the fuse has blown, or more than likely, which was my problem on many occasions, it's just corroded. The contacts have corroded inside that fuse block. And over the years, I'd put a little file in there, clean them up, put the fuse back in, everything would be fine. But, another year or so and I'd have the same problem again. So I eventually got a bypass fuse and just literally bypass that. This is the fuse that's on those two red wires there. So that's one solution, very easy. If you don't fire up immediately and you can't hear that fuel pump ticking away, then check that out. It might just be bad contacts, or it could of course be a fuse that's blown. But that's one solution that's easy to solve. And one problem is easy to solve. Now the other thing that I've had on multiple occasions, you start up, or you turn the key, fuel pump is ticking away, but nothing is happening. Everything is dead. In fact, I'm not even sure if you do hear the fuel pump on this occasion. And what I found is the PTO switch. This is the on-off for the PTO, for the mower deck or whatever. Obviously, there is an electrical shut-off involved in that shuts off the ignition. And even though the switch can be working, I guess it gets a little... Let me come around the other side and show you. This one can really have you scratching your head. But all you do is move it up and down a couple of times. Again, contacts inside the switch that mean that you can't get the ignition flowing, and you therefore can't start up. Solution for this is just to run it up and down a few times, and I also put in there some lubricant like WD-40 or electronic cleaner on the contacts in there, and electrical cleaner solution, and that normally solves it for the long term. Although it can happen again. Again, these things, I leave my tractor out. I don't mollycoddle it. I like to keep it in good shape, and I like to keep it relatively clean, but it's not mollycoddled. During the summer, it's sitting outside a lot. And so things do get a little damp, and little corrosion is very normal. So two quick solutions for solving the problem of your tractor not starting. Now, this is a 445. And this is around a 2000. The same certainly applies so far as the PTO is concerned on the 425. This is an older model though. This is like, if that's 2000, this is about a 96, I think it is, or 97. And I've had this a lot fewer years. I've never had the problem with it, but I did check, and the actual fuse is in a different position on this one. It's not on that wired fuse block that it is on this later model here. So you know, check your own model and see what it's like in terms of where that fuel pump fuse is. Anyway, I hope you find this helpful, or if not enjoyable. I like putting up these videos. They're kind of fun, and I certainly like it when I get feedback from other owners who find them helpful. So please give it a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It's free, and I now have, I think, about 23 videos up, mainly on the 445 and the 455 series. So anyway, thanks for looking, and have a nice day.